Answering MCAT questions in under 60 seconds. Which of the following correctly describes the composition of blood in the right ventricle immediately before pulmonary circulation begins? So remember that the right ventricle, part of the right side of the heart, that's where blood is going to return from the systemic circuit after it has basically been through all the capillary beds. So the left side of the heart pushes the blood into the systemic circuit, right? It has a bunch of oxygen. When it goes through the capillary beds, it's going to offload oxygen from hemoglobin and pick up metabolic waste products, and then it will return via the venous system to the right side of the heart, the right atrium, and then the right ventricle, where it will be pumped into the pulmonary circuit to pick up more oxygen. Now, what is that blood going to be composed of, right? In nutrients and then like gas levels, right? So A says high O2. So that's wrong right away, right? Because high O2 will only happen after it's gone through the lungs, right? Picked up more oxygen. But here it's oxygen depleted because it's basically offloaded its oxygen at the tissues. Now B says low O2, so that's correct. And then it also says high CO2 and high H+, which are protons. So that sounds accurate, okay? Now the reason is because while the blood is in the capillaries, it's losing oxygen. So the tissues are sort of sucking it in to drive cellular respiration. And then at the same time, the tissues are releasing their metabolic waste products, which are going to be CO2. And then the CO2, as it diffuses into the bloodstream, it pushes that basically bicarbonate blood buffer system towards production of more carbonic acid as the CO2 reacts with water. That reaction is catalyzed by carbonic anhydrase. And that produces carbonic acid, which will dissociate to form bicarbonate and, of course, the proton. So with CO2, higher CO2, you're going to have higher proton levels and more acidic blood, right? So B definitively describes what's going to happen here. And then C and D are, of course, wrong because C, you wouldn't have high O2, and D, you would have low O2, but you wouldn't have low CO2. You would have high CO2, okay? So B is the right answer.